magkakaiba tayo sa kasarian, edad at paniniwala, ngunit iisa tayo bilang mga Pilipino na naninirahan sa iisang bansa. Isang bansang mayaman sa wika at kultura. Ang wika ay ating pundasyon at natatanging instrumento
This is Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026 Preliminary Competition, the head-to-head challenge. Stay tuned for the live telecast of Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026. This is Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026, the preliminary competition, head-to-head challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mr. Arnulfo Valdivieso, the Vice President of the Student Government.
So good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to our preliminary closed-door interview head-to-head challenge. And right now, may I allow our VO or voiceover to please read and introduce our panel of judges.
Our first judge is the reigning Miss TagSay 2025, a current student of the National Teachers College, Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Science, Miss Catherine G. Casalon. Our second judge is a graduating student of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Mathematics, the reigning Mr. TagSay 2025, Mr. Kenneth M. Lundag. Last but not the least, the chairman of the Board of Judges. He graduated as a Bachelor of Science in Arts, Mass and Communication, graduate from Far Eastern University, Manila, batch 2011. A former member of FEU Oratorical and Debate Council. A student leader from elementary to college with 15 years of solid experience in sales and marketing and team management. Has various experiences in event organizing and hosting. A finalist of Tatak Tanglao 2022 for Leaders Division. The current Marketing and Growth Manager of the National Teachers College. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chairman of the Board of Judges, Mr. Gerson L. Corte. This is Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026, the preliminary competition. We would like to request the live audiences to please maintain silence in this lecture hall. Thank you. Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026, the preliminary competition, the head-to-head challenge.
Before anything else, we would like to request our audience to please avoid creating unnecessary noises so that our candidates will have focus or can focus in answering the questions. Thank you.
This is Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026, the preliminary competition, the head-to-head challenge, live at the National Teachers College YouTube and Facebook page. Tagisan ng Husay 2026, Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026 General Guidelines. For the head-to-head challenge, delivery, creativity, and impact. Creativity and presentation ability to leave a strong impression, 20%. Authenticity shows genuine commitment to advocacy, 10%. For a total of 100%. The head-to-head challenge or the closed-door interview. Critical thinking and substance. Depth and thoughtfulness of answers, ability to reason logically under pressure, 50%. Clarity and effectiveness of communication, clear, organized, and confident with verbal expression, 25%. Confidence and composure, poise of self-assurance on stage, ability to handle pressure gracefully, 10%. Values, ethics, and awareness, demonstrates integrity, awareness, and alignment with school values in responses. 15% for the total of 100%. This is the general guidelines for the head-to-head challenge closed-door interview of the preliminary competition of Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026. Back to you, Sir Arnulfo.
So we would like to invite our first candidate for the male category, Mr. John Luis H. Caballero from the School of Laurel.
From the School of Arts, Science, and Technology, John Luis Caballero.
Good afternoon, sir, Mr. Caballero. How are you feeling right now?
Well, right now, I feel so glad and honored that I'm here in front of you and representing the School of Arts and Science and Technology.
So we will be giving you 45 seconds to introduce yourselves to our panels and of course to our audience.
Thank you.
You may introduce yourself.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. I'm John Luis Caballero, 18, Bachelor of Science, major in Psychology, and I'm from House of Laurel. And my advocacy is about mental health. Because today, every student carry a lot, stress, and anxiety, burnout. At isa yon sa pinakamalaking problema ng Pilipinas. At si NTC ay meron ding mga programa na nasa guidance na katulong natin para tayo gabayan at bigyan ng serbisyo para tayo mapabuti. At ang advocacy ko ay mas mapatibay pa ito, mas dumami pa ang masuportahan na estudyante. At hindi lang para suportahan, mapakinggan at maunawaan ng ating institusyon at tayo ay hindi mahirapan para sa pang-araw-araw at sa mga pinagdadaanan natin. Dahil ang pinakamahalaga ay tayo ay komportable, masaya, at walang iniisip na malalalim na bagay. At ayon din sa pagsisiliksik ng UPPI o University of the Philippines na mahigit 5 milyon na estudyante sa buong Pilipinas ang nakakaranas ng mental health problems. And 2% of that 5 million, sila lang yung nagkakaroon ng power, ng lakas ng loob para mag-reach out ng tulong. At alam naman natin na mahirap humingi ng tulong, magpa-check up at lumapit sa mga professional doctors natin, psychologist, psychometrician, guidance counselor, and psychiatry. Kaya ako at ang mental health advocacy ko ay nagpo-focus pang mapaglalim at mabigyan diin at pansin para suportahan pa ang mga bawat estudyante sa araw-araw nilang pagpasok at pag-uwi. At bilang isang estudyante o student leader, handang pakinggan ng estudyante at suportahan ang bawat estudyante. Isa ako sa tumatayo para pagbukusan ang mental health at tayo ay mabigyan pa ng magandang serbisyo na ating kakailanganin sa araw-araw. Dahil sa panahon ngayon, hindi na biro ang magkasakit. Kailangan natin ng isang suporta na maitutulad. Kumbaga, kung isang tao ay maaksidente, mabalian, o may mangyari sa kanila physically, alam naman natin na andyan agad ang emergency, ambulance, at sa mental health naman, tayo ay tahimik, bihira magsalita at bihira pakinggan. Bihira unawain ang bawat isa. At kailangan natin ng tulong na may hahalin tulad kung paano bigyang pansin ang mga sakit at nararamdaman natin sa araw-araw.
So thank you so much, Mr. Caballero. So to our audience watching live and here in our NTC lecture hall, to inform and enlighten everyone, we have prepared 4 questions. One question is coming from the Miss Earth Candidates 2025, and the 3 questions will be coming from the student government. And your question will also be about your advocacy and your personal data. So you may now pick your Miss Earth and kindly read the country and the name of the candidate. Thank you.
Our first candidate is John Luis Caballero from the House of Laurel.
Miss Earth 2025, Ethiopia. Miss Dalina Jevers Hiaber.
Hello, mabuhay. My name is Ylagan and I am your Miss Earth Ethiopia 2025. My question for you is, if you meet your Prime Minister for 1 hour, what would you say to him?
45 seconds starts now.
Ang una kong sasabihin ay dapat mapakinggan ng bawat tao ang hinain ng bawat Pilipino mula sa kanyang serbisyo at nararapat na suporta mula sa kanilang gobyerno. Dahil alam naman natin na ang gobyerno ngayon ay wala sa ayos at pabagsak. Kaya ang mga bawat Pilipino sa susunod na botohan ay dapat matuto at pumili ng isang mahusay na liderato at gobyerno. That's all. Thank you.
So thank you so much. So for your questions, so I have prepared here 3 questions. 1 question is about your advocacy and the remaining 2 questions is about your personal information. So, first question about advocacy. Your advocacy is thrive, not just survive. Emphasizes that seeking help is a sign of strength. In a school culture where many students still feel the need to hide their struggles to appear strong, what specific peer-led initiative would you introduce to make the guidance office feel like a safe, welcoming third space rather than a place for problem? Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yes, repeat please.
Your advocacy is thrive, not just survive. Emphasizes that seeking help is a sign of strength. In a school culture where many students still feel the need to hide their struggles to appear strong, what specific peer-led initiative would you introduce to make the guidance office feel like a safe, welcoming third space rather than a place for problem?
Ang naiisip ko na unang inisyatibo na dapat gawin ng guidance team at ng school ay pakinggan, magkaroon ng seminars, activities, programa tungkol sa mental health upang tayo gabayan at maging open pa ang lahat ng estudyante sa mga problema tungkol sa mental health. Dahil ang pakikinig at pag-unawa sa bawat estudyante ay mahalaga. Kailangan natin ng pag-unawa. At ang programa na magbibigay ng activities, seminars, ay magbubukas sa kanilang isipan upang sila ay lumapit at magkaroon ng lakas ng loob para bumoses at may makinig sa kanila. That's all. Thank you.
For your next question, you describe yourself as a pie-shaped person, someone who explores many paths while mastering specific skills. How has your versatility as a musician and artist specifically prepared you for the deep, focused work required to be a future psychologist?
Can you repeat the question again?
Sure. You describe yourself as a pie-shaped person, someone who explores many paths while mastering specific skills. How has your versatility as a musician and artist specifically prepared you for deep, focused work required to be a future psychologist?
As a person that plays instrument, listen a lot of music, and I also create music. I can say na sa paggawa ng magandang musika at bawat salita na nasa loob ng musika na nakakaramdam ng bawat Pilipino at estudyante. Bilang nangangarap maging psychologist, maaari kong gawin ang paglikha ng musika upang maging bukas ang isipan at gabayan pa ang mga estudyante para sa magandang serbisyo at mabigyan pahalagahan ang bawat nararamdaman ng bawat Pilipino.
For your last question, you mentioned that music can heal wounds that medicine cannot touch. If you were to use your musical talent as a tool for your advocacy, how would you incorporate the art into your Thrive, Not Just Survive seminars to reach students who find it difficult to express their emotions through words alone?
Bilang estudyante na nakaranas ng stress, anxiety, sa pakikinig ng musika at paglilikha ng musika, doon din ako nakakahanap ng ginhawa. Ang mga musika natin ay mahalaga at sa bawat musika pinakikinggan natin, alam naman natin na doon tayo nakakaramdam ng ginhawa. At sa ibang paraan, kahit nakikinig tayo ng musika, pakiramdam natin na may kumakamusta sa atin o kumakausap. At sa ganung paraan, kapag may kumamusta sa atin, sa musika, ay giginhawa ang ating pakiramdam. At bilang isang nangangarap din ng musician, gagamitin ko rin ang music upang isulat ang mga kwento at naranasan ko upang
Ladies and gentlemen, John Luis Caballero of the School of Art, Science, and Technology. Our next candidate from the School of Art, Science, and Technology, Van Luel Hernandez. From the House of Laurel.
Good afternoon, Van.
Good afternoon.
So, how are you feeling right now? Are you nervous? Are you happy? What?
Yes, I'm happy and nervous.
Thank you so much. So, are you ready?
I think so.
So, we will be giving you a 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and, of course, to our audience.
So, hi, I'm Van Lowell Hernandez, 19 years old and currently second year in Bachelor in Library and Information Science. So, in this, Mr. TagSay, I know this is my first time joining an pageant, and nahirapan po talaga ako. And nung sinabi po nila na kailangan na po namin advocacy, then pwede connect sa personal experience. I remember how I reached here po. And kung paano po yung naging journey ko papunta po dito. And kung ano po yung mga nangyari sa akin, kung paano ko po binild yung ginagawa ko, yung experience, and I didn't just find it, I build it myself po. Thank you po.
So, please pick your question, Miss Earth, rather, and please read it. Thank you.
So, ano po, Miss Earth 2025 Finland, Miss Amanda Nime.
Hi, this is Amanda Niemi, your Miss Earth Finland 2025. My question would be, how can we reduce clothing waste? Thank you, salamat po.
Timer starts now.
So, how could we reduce clothing waste? So, reduce clothing waste is one of the problems that happening. So, pag ano po, may mga lumang damit, pwede po natin gamitin sa iba't ibang bagay, kagaya ng panlinis po, ah, panlinis, tapos kung yung damit po hindi na po kasya sa atin at pwede pa pong magamit in good condition po, pwede nating i-donate po or ibigay natin sa mas nakakabata nating mga kamag-anak or kakilala. And yun po, thank you.
Thank you so much, Van. So, your first question, so it's from the student government. It's all about your advocacy. So I hope you really know your advocacy. So you know your advocacy. Yes, so it's a yes. So your advocacy, read, play, and lead, highlights that purpose is a process, not a destination. Since your plan involves interactive games and leadership roles, how do you intend to use play specifically to help a student who is currently feeling lost or discouraged to find their first spark of direction?
So, for me to use play po, I use, from my personal experience po, playing sports or playing anything is given me parang relaxing sensation po. And I want others to know how it feels. And I will promote it to them and show them that this kind of thing helps us to focus our minds and give us a direction to see what we could do and what we can do po. Thank you po.
For your next question, you mentioned that you personally struggled to find direction before your journey here at NTC. So what was the specific turning point or experience here at the National Teachers College that finally helped you step out of your comfort zone and realize your own potential?
So, when I realized my own potential po is when I joined the student leader before I become my second year po. Because nung first year po, parang school bahay lang po. Halos wala po akong, hindi po ako sumasali sa events. I avoid interaction po. And one of my seniors po, give me something that, nagtiwala po siya sa akin na kaya ko pong gawin to. And he gave me the position of list representative. And it gave me a direction that I can do this and I will do this. And yun po. Thank you.
Thank you. For your last question, as a candidate for Mr. TagSay 2026, you aim to inspire others to find their voice. If you encounter an intentions who is too intimidated to speak up or participate in school life, how would you use your own story in order for you to transform them and convince them that their voice actually matter?
So, for me to convince them po, first, I will, ikikwento ko po yung naranasan ko. Hindi ko naman ipipilit na gustuhin nilang gawin din yan. I will just give them some insights of how I experience and how I do, how I become like this. Bibigyan ko po sila ng some parts of my journey and how I become student leader and kung paano po nagkaroon ng.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Von Luel Hernandez from the School of Arts, Science and Technology, House of Laurel. From House of Laurel, Ralph Dwayne Caddings.
Hi, Ralph. Ayan. So, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. Thank you.
So, I guess you have fans here in our audience. So, ayan. So, you can greet them if you want.
Hi, guys.
So, chill lang. So, pick your Miss Earth 2025 candidate. No. So we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself.
Okay, so good day, everyone. My name is Ralph Dwayne Cadiz, and I am a first-year BSIT student. I am currently a working student here at NTC. I work at the admissions office as the one who enrolls students and answers inquiries. And throughout those months and weeks that I've experienced as a working student, it built me to become a better version of myself and really shaped me to be responsible and accountable throughout all my actions. And also, I am interested in sports such as boxing, but I don't really have enough time to pursue the things that I truly love. But I do wish that someday I can pursue the things that I am good about. Thank you.
So pick a question, a candidate rather, and please read. Thank you.
Miss Earth 2025 Finland, Miss Amanda name.
Mabuhay! This is Amanda Niemi, your Miss Earth Finland 2025. My question would be, how can we reduce clothing waste? Thank you, salamat po!
Okay, so how can we reduce clothing waste? So it is simple. We must be grateful for the things that we currently have. And also, we must cherish the things that are given to us, not just in the short term, but also in the long run. We should put values in the things that we deserve and the things that we receive from people that cherishes us and wants us to be a part of their lives. Thank you.
Thank you. So your first question will be about your advocacy or related to your advocacy. So are you ready?
Yes.
Your advocacy Lingap NTC, built by students for the students, focuses on supporting working students. Your question is, how do you plan to turn this advocacy into concrete actions or programs within the NTC community?
So Lingap NTC isn't finalized. It is just a prototype that I have thought about in order for working students to further enhance their resources when it comes to going to thinking about working students and thinking about jobs that they can possibly have in the future. So Lingap NTC focuses on how we can help students because I myself have experienced the challenges when it comes to facing financial burdens. And they want to help fellow students who also faces challenging circumstances in terms of finance and other responsibilities that they currently have. And they want to change their responsibility to something that is useful and they can gain something from it, not just build.
For your next question, you mentioned that you are a working student and a student assistant, specifically to lessen the financial burden on your parents. How has this sense of responsibility towards your family shaped your perspective on what it means to be a role model for the youth or towards your fellow Inticians today?
As a working student, it enhanced myself and shaped me to become better in order for me to be a good example, not just to classmates, but to all the youth throughout every schools. And also, I am a advocate for working students. That is why I wanted to highlight the challenges and circumstances that working students have been facing. And I wanted to highlight that we working students, must be heard and must be considered all throughout. Thank you.
Thank you. For your last question, as a first-year IT student and a student assistant, how do you manage your time between academics, works, and personal interests like boxing and modeling?
So the way I manage my time is that I focus on what's the most important. I leave the rest when I leave those things that I pursue and sacrifice them for my studies and my responsibilities. So in that way, I can guarantee that I am doing my role as a student, as a working student, and as myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dwayne, from the School of Laurel.
There you have it, the Mr. TagSay 2026 from the School of Arts, Science, and Technology, the House of Laurel. And now, let us start the candidates from the School of Teacher Education. Starting with Mr. John Russell Dagoy.
Hi, John.
Hello.
So, how are you feeling right now?
Okay lang.
So, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and, of course, our audience.
Okay, magandang hapon sa lahat. I am John Russell Dagoy, 19 years old, and I am a student from School of Teachers Educations. And I am currently taking a Bachelor of Technology and Livelihood Education. And I can consider myself as a hardworking and goal-oriented that who believes goal-oriented individuals who believes in disciplines and consistency. So as a future educators, I advocate safe to fail and ready to lead, who our students they feel comfortable to make mistakes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, just relax. It's just an interview.
Yes.
Feel at home. So, ayan. Are you ready? You
Yes.
should be ready.
Yes,
You
yeah,
don't
I
have
should
any
be
choice.
ready.
So, can you please speak a question from our standee? Yes. Miss Earth, rather, to ask you the question. And please read the country and the name of the candidate.
The first candidate from the School of Teacher Education, John Russell Dagoy.
Miss Earth 2025, Ecuador, Miss Smirnova Peñafiel.
Hi, mabuhay! I'm Esmirnova Peñafiel, Miss Earth Ecuador. My question is, what has been the biggest challenge that has shaped you into the person you are today?
Okay, I feel the one who shaped me as a person today is especially for my this pageant, no? Kasi this experience can make students, especially to build their confidence using their experience, ganon, di ba? Kasi many times of students then struggles because of the pressure, stress, and also fear of failure. So that shaped me for today is for those students who motivate me to help them. Ayun lang.
Thank you. So your first question will be related to your advocacy. So, are you ready? Yes, you are. Your advocacy focuses on helping students overcome the fear of failure. Drawing from your experience in the gym, how do you explain to a struggling student or in that failing or making mistake in class is actually a necessary step toward building academic strength and confidence. I repeat. Your advocacy focuses on helping students overcome the fear of failure. Drawing from your experience in the gym, how do you explain to a struggling student or institutions that failing or making a mistake in class is actually a necessary step toward building academic strength and confidence?
Okay, thank you. Um, so first is my advocacy is it focuses on help students to grow. So may advocacy tinutulungan po namin yung mga students na mag-grow at matuto sa kanilang mga pagkakamali. Pag-compare ko po ito sa gym, like it's represent like discipline and consistency kasi even though meron tayong mga pagkakamali sa umpisa, yung mga nararanasan natin, ang mas mahalaga ron ay natututo tayo. Kaya this advocacy, I'll make sure na it helps students to growth and also to become a
Next question. You mentioned that lifting in the gym has taught you the value of consistency and patience. As a future home economics educator, how will you apply that same gym discipline to manage a classroom and keep your students motivated when a lesson becomes difficult?
Okay, gym life. I compare it in classroom situation because in gym now we know there is in the first place unang-una talaga mahina ka, you have no knowledge about it, you are willing to learn. So I kinumpare ko to in a classroom situation which is because many students nga struggles about their academics because of pressure like that. So because of my advocacy, I compare it to help students to manage their pressures or fear of failures, to become a confidence and resilience. Thank you.
Thank you. For your last question, you aim to empower learners by embodying the Kakampi core values: kausayan, katapatan, malasakit, pagkamalikhain, at integridad. How will you practically demonstrate being a kakampi or an ally to students who feel invisible or unsupported in their academic journey?
So first, we create, in my advocacy, we create a safe classroom where students feel comfortable, which is we use Kakampi core values, which means where halimbawa merong mga estudyante na nagtataas ng kamay at hindi nagtatry even though alam nila yung sagot, which is it may result na ang mga estudyante na hindi nagtatry, it may possible na they miss learning opportunity, which is growth. Sa true advocacy, through my advocacy, it may result na to help students to become.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, first Mr. TagSay from the School of Teacher Education, John Russell Dagoy. From the House of Ylagan, John Christian Kalima.
Hi, Christian.
Hi, VP.
What do you feel right now? Like, Are you nervous? Are you happy?
Well, yes, I'm kind of pressured right now, but I know I can do it with the help of my beloved English majors and of course the School of Teachers Education.
Seems you have a lot of supporters here right now. Do you want to greet them? Let's sing.
Hi. Thank you for supporting me.
So are you ready?
More than ready.
So before we move forward to our question and answer, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself.
Thank you. And good afternoon, judges and audience, and to our FV Live viewers. And again, I am John Christian B. Kalimag, 23 years old, from the School of Teachers Education, representing Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. A little something about myself is that I am a full-time BPO worker, as well as a student leader in one of the prominent organizations here at the National Teachers College. And one interesting fact about me right now is that the cape that I'm actually wearing is a collection of handprints of the different student leaders across the National Teachers College and a collection of handprints of the children that we helped during our last outreach event with the help of as well different organizations here at the National Teachers College. So I am here in front of you, not just representing myself and my program, but with a dedication, commitment, and passion to my advocacy, which is building leaders, uplifting communities. Thank you.
Thank you. So you now pick your Miss Earth candidate to ask you a question.
I picked Miss Earth 2025 Iceland, Miss Soldis.
Hello, this is Soltis, Miss Earth Iceland, and here's your question. How would you inspire young people to take part in reforestation actions?
Thank you, Ms. Soldis, for that question. And I believe reforestation is one of the things that we should be doing right now. With the issues of deforestation across the country here in the Philippines, it is a must that we, not just student leaders, but students, take the initiative of planting trees, not just in the places where we see that it is needed, but to the places where we think that it's actually needed to have trees so that we can exhale fresh air, we can build more plants. And I know from a fact that reforestation, if us students has the initiative of doing reforestation, then we can just influence not just our fellow interns, but across the nearby barangays of the National Teachers College, and always make sure that a minor effect can make a global effect on a
Thank you. So your first question from the student government is related to your advocacy. So let me read your question. You advocate for student leadership as a tool to bring power to the powerless and seek long-term solutions rather than band-aid fixes for the marginalized. As a prominent student leader at National Teachers College, what is one specific project you would implement to move beyond temporary charity and create a lasting, sustainable impact for community in need?
Just for everyone's information, being a student leader here in the National Teachers College, one project that I was able to conduct is this outreach event entitled Alam Ko, Alam Niya, Alam Natin. This Alam Ko, Alam Niya, Alam Natin is a seminar for different topics or societal issues that we are facing right now here in the Philippines. And I know for a fact that I was able to witness this impact that it had helped to our National Teachers College students. And I know this simple activity that I had conducted, it already helped more than a number of National Teachers College students, like for example, for social health awareness, sexual health awareness, oral health awareness during our oral event or outreach event here in one of the nearest barangays. So I know that that's one thing that...
Thank you. Pati ako napatayo ng mic. Anyway. So for your next question, you are a BPO worker, an English major, and a high-ranking student leader. How has the fast-paced, high-pressure environment of the BPO industry specifically enhanced your ability to be an expressive and effective leader for your fellow interns?
Well, I must say it's an advantage for me that I was already exposed in reality. in being exposed to reality, I was able to cope with the challenges outside the National Teachers College. And as a student leader, I can bring solutions, or I can help students be prepared to once they step out in the reality. And I know for a fact that something that is influential within me, that since I was already exposed in the reality or outside the norms of the National Teachers College, I can make learning, or I can share knowledge to my fellow institutions. And that's something that I'm actually proud of, for being a student leader, as a BPO worker, and as a prominent leader here at the National Teachers College.
Thank you. So for your last question, you stated that leadership is an outlet for your drive to speak out and be the voice of the voiceless. Can you share a specific moment in your leadership journey where you had to stand up for a peer or a group whose voice wasn't being heard? And what did that experience teach you about the responsibility of a leader?
Just to share again with everyone, way back in senior high school, when I was a student leader in one of my institutions during high school, I was actually the president of our student government. And that's in Cavite. Imagine that I was able to help 200 families in Cagayan Valley just because I was aware of their problems, I was aware of their situation. Alone, that simple thing that I was in Cavite, but I was able to help in Cagayan Valley, that's something that I am proud of to share, that I was able to voice out their problems. Because even though we are far from each other, if we are having the initiative to help each other, then that's something that we can do regardless of the distance that you have.
Thank you so much.
From the house of Ylagan, John Christian Kalima. From the School of Teacher Education, Gian Justin Maglaso. Please take your seat.
So, hi, Gian. Use your mic again. Thank you.
Hi.
How are you?
I feel nervous, but at the same time, I fight for my purpose.
So, it seems like you're ready this afternoon.
Yes, I'm ready.
You're born ready. So, before anything else, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and, of course, to our audience.
A pleasant afternoon, everyone. I am Gian Justin Magalzo. I'm 19 years old. I'm a first-year college student, and I'm currently taking Bachelor of Physical Education. I am a dancer. I dance different dance genres like contemporary, ballet, cultural dance, and etc. Aside from being a dancer, I'm also a student leader. But being a student leader helps me to push me out of my comfort zone because I'm an introverted person. As someone who grew up in a broken family, I can truly say that life was not easy. But through my talents, through dancing, I found my strength and my purpose. So that's why I am here today. I want to encourage every student that your talent is not just a distraction. It is your direction. My advocacy is from passion to purpose, healing and growing through talent. Because I believe that each student has a unique talent. And that talents become their source of confidence, source of strength, and even their way of coping with stress.
So please pick your candidate to ask you a question. Thank you.
Miss Earth 2025 Cuba, Miss Rachel Chang.
Hello, I am Rachel Chang, your Miss Earth Cuba 2025. My question to you is, how will you use your title to benefit others?
I joined this competition not just for the title, but for my purpose. As someone who grew up in a broken family, life was not easy. But through dancing, I found my strength and my purpose. So that's why I'm here today, not just only for myself, but for every student who is afraid to show their unique talents. And I want to break the stigma that BPAD students are only good in skills, not good enough in academics. We are more than that. We can excel both passion and academics. And I want to create a safe space where every student feels safe to express themselves, while also learning how to balance their passion and academics through seminars and student activities. Because I always believe that if students begins to know who they are, if a student believes to start what they can do, it begins.
Thank you. So we have prepared here 3 questions. One related to your advocacy, and the 2 is related to your biodata that you submitted. So for your advocacy-related question, your advocacy from passion to purpose emphasizes that students are more than just their grades. As a future PE teacher, how do you plan to convince a student who is struggling academically that their talent in the arts or sports is just as vital to their success and identity as their GPA or GWA?
I always believe that passion is not a distraction. It is your direction to know and find your purpose. And I want to encourage them to use their purpose, to use their unique talents as a way to cope struggles and manage your stress. Because I always believe that if students know how to encourage students to boost their confidence and find their purpose, they will succeed in their life, and their passions will help them to know their purpose. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So for your next question, you've shared that dance became your safe space while growing up in a broken family. How has the discipline of mastering styles like ballet and contemporary helped you build the inner strength you now use to lead and inspire others?
I believe that some students, sometimes they can express their feelings into words. As someone who grew up in a broken family, I want to encourage everyone to be more stronger, because sometimes your situations in life, it doesn't define who you are. So, dancing is being my source of my stress source, because it really helps me to express myself and to know who really me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And for your last question, as a self-described natural introvert who became a student leader, what was the most difficult part of finding your public voice? How would you use that experience to help other quiet or shy students at National Teachers College find the courage to step into the spotlight?
Aside from being a dancer, I'm also a student leader. Being a student leader, sometimes we don't need to be more. Sometimes being a student leader, we don't need to be more powerful. We need to use our responsibility and actions to lead with a purpose, and don't belittle other students. And being a student leader helps us to know our purpose and encourage everyone.
Thank you so much.
There you have it, Gian Justin Maglazo of the School of Teacher Education. Last from the School of Teacher Teacher Education, Chauncey Atkins Zapata. From the House of Ylagan.
Hi, Cheng. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you feeling right now?
Kinakabahan po.
Ayan. So, are you ready?
Yes.
So, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourselves to our panelists and of course to our audience.
So mapagpalang hapon po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Chauncey Atkins Zapata mula po sa Major ng Pilipino. At isa po akong manunugtog sa aming pong simbahan. At ako po ay nagtuturo din sa mga bata. At ngayon po ay nagtatry po ako ng new hobby, which is yung paggawa po ng mga fuzzy wire, yung mga flowers po. And this is my fourth pageant. Pero this pageant po, ngayon lang po nagkaroon ng Q&A and interview.
So, are you ready to answer the questions?
Yes.
So, please pick candidate from Miss Earth 2025. And please read the name of the country and the name of the candidates. Thank you.
Again, this is Chauncey Atkins Zapata of the School of Teacher Education.
Miss Earth, Iceland, Miss Soltis.
Hulog pa.
Hello, this is Soltis, Miss Earth Iceland, and here's your question. How would you inspire young people to take part in reforestation actions?
Naniniwala po ako na ang mga susunod na henerasyon ay sila po ang pag-asa ng bayan. Dahil alam po natin na sa bansa po natin ngayon, ang dami po natin pinagdadaanan. At syempre po, maapektuhan din yung kalikasan natin. And by that po, gusto ko po silang hikayatin na makiisa sa mga programa po tungkol po sa kalikasan at pangangalaga po ng ating mga kalikasan. Salamat po.
Thank you. So, we prepared 3 questions. 1 question related to your advocacy and 2 questions related to your personal information or biodata you submitted last week. So, for your first question, as a BSED Filipino major, your advocacy focuses on the preservation of our language and culture. In a world that is becoming increasingly globalized and digital, how do you plan to make the Filipino language feel cool and relevant to a younger generation that often prefers communicating in English or internet slangs?
Bilang isang major in Filipino, dapat natin pagyabungin yung wika natin. Dahil naniniwala po ako na ito po ang ating pagkakakilanlan. Dahil kung hindi natin to gagamitin sa pang-araw-araw, mawawala at mamamatay ang ating wika. And sa mundo ngayon, mabilis na nagbabago dahil sa teknolohiya. And dapat nating gamitin pa rin ang wikang Pilipino kahit patuloy at mabilis na nagbabago ang mundo. Salamat.
For your second question, you have a very strong background in ministry. From the dance ministry to the worship team, how has your experience in leading others through faith and music prepared you for the specific kind of leadership required to be a Mr. TagSay for the entire National Teachers College community?
One of the misconception po ng pagiging Christian ko, tingin po ng mga tao sa akin, perfect ako. Kasi po, ayun nga, naglilingkod po ako sa aming church. And yung part po ng pagiging leader ko sa church, hindi po siya madali. Meron po siyang long process. And yung mga process na po yun, tinuturuan ako para maging mas mabuti pa at maging mas better pa na leader. Yun.
Thank you for your last question. You mentioned that your work in the children's ministry. So, how has teaching children shaped your patience and your ability to simplify complex values like national identity and culture for people who may not yet understand their importance?
Hindi po madali yung pagtuturo ko sa children ministry. Kasi iba-iba pong bata yung tinuturuan namin at kailangan po namin silang unawain isa-isa. And yung natutuhan ko po doon na dapat nating unawain yung pagkakaiba-iba nilang mga bata. Dahil isa po sa mga na-experience ko, may mga bata po na pumupunta sa simbahan namin na hindi po nila nararamdaman yung love ng mga family nila. So by that po, pinapakita ko po na hindi po sila nag-iisa kapag nandun po sila sa program namin, which is the feeding program.
There you have it, the official delegates from the School of Teacher Education, Chauncey Atkins Zapata, the House of Ylagan. This is Mr. and Miss Excite 2026, the preliminary competition head-to-head challenge. From the School of Business, House of Ayala, Zoe Mark Baco.
So,
Naimbag nga malam katatay amin. Should I say, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. I am Jemark Paco, 19 years old from the Bachelor of Science and Hospitality Management. My platform is to inspire student like me. Stands for hope, resilience, and hard work. I call this empowering working student. I want to represent those who like me, who came from humble beginnings. As of me, I come from a poor family. Ever since first year high school, I balanced work and education to support myself and also my family. I want to advocate those unheard voice despite the big challenges.
so please pick a candidate from Miss Earth.
Ladies and gentlemen from the School of
And please
Business,
read the name
this
of the
is
country and the name.
Baco.
Miss Earth 2025 Ethiopia.
Hello, Mabuhay. My name is Ylagan and I am your Miss Earth Ethiopia 2025. My question for you is, if you meet your Prime Minister for 1 hour, what would you say to him?
If I am given a chance to talk with our Prime Minister, first thing that I do is hikayatin ko siya na pumunta sa aming provincial dahil doon sa provincial namin, maraming mga tourist destination, maraming mga fun na kailangan na pwedeng gawin. Sa pamaraan yun, pwede namin pag-usapan kung ano yung problema ng ating bansa ngayon. We will talk about the poverty and also the crisis now in time about sa gas and everything. So, if I can give me a chance to talk with Prime Minister, I will talk with my value and as a kakampi. Through that kakampi,
So thank you. So we prepared here 3 questions. 1 question from your advocacy and 2 questions from your bio data. So are you ready, Mark?
yes, definitely ready.
Sige. Go. So your first question, your advocacy empowering working students is deeply personal as you have been balancing your work and study since the first year of high school. Coming from a poor family in the province of Abra, what specific message of hope do you want to send to other provincial students who feel that their financial status is a barrier to their dreams of finishing a degree at NTC? Excuse me. Your advocacy empowering working students is deeply personal as you have been balancing your work and study since the first year of high school. Coming from a poor family in the province of Abra, what specific message of hope do you want to send to the other provincial students who feel that their financial status is a barrier of their dreams of finishing a degree here in NTC?
Thank you, sir. So, my message is believing in yourself. Whatever hardship that we face today, there's a hope. That hope turn to succeed. And that succeed turn to our to our better future. Because I am I am a working student who came from humble beginnings or poor family. That makes me innovation. Being a reality, kahit mahirap man ng buhay, nakakaya ko because of my kakayanan. Dahil kung may kakayanan ka, nakakaya mong pagsabay ng pag-aaral dahil mahirap lang ang buhay, hindi yun barrier para hindi ka magpatuloy sa bahay. You don't.
Thank you. For your second question, as a Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, you are training to serve and lead in the service of industry. How has your real-world experience as a working student helped you develop the heart for service and professional discipline required in the world of hospitality? As a Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, you are training to serve and lead in the service industry. How has your real-world experience as a working student helped you develop the heart of service and professional discipline required in the world of hospitality?
The struggles that I faced every single day sa time management and also a personal life. Dahil dyan, kakaya ko pagtingin ng lakas ko para ma-impluwensyahan na iba na huwag sumuko. Dahil may pangarap tayo na kailangan tapusin. So as a Mr. TagSay soon, I empowered the voice of each of us that being a working student is not a limitation to get our succeed. That's all.
Thank you. And for your last question, you mentioned that you choose to preserve every day. Despite the heavy challenges you face, if you were to win the title of Mr. TagSay 2026, how would you handle the added pressure of being a campus role model while still fulfilling your responsibilities to your work and your family?
If I won Mr. TagSay 2026, I will use my voice to influence youth like me, who came from humble beginnings, and I won Mr. TagSay 2026, I will use my voice to influence the youth, to raise awareness and to encourage them that fulfilling dreams is not barrier in life.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you, Mr. J. Mark Baco. of House of Ayala. The School of Business. Zenz Udel Marquez, House of Ayala.
Hi, Zens.
Hi, good afternoon.
So, how are you feeling right now?
Extremely excited for this interview.
So,
Feeling good.
are you really excited?
Yes, I'm
And
feeling
you're
good.
ready to answer the question.
Yes, yes.
So, before
Absolutely.
we move forward to our question, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and, of course, to our audience.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Sense GDL D. Marquez. I am 23 years old from the Bachelor's of Science in Tourism Management from the National Teachers College. And I believe that I have this passion for character resilience, and a strong community is built by individuals who uplift others. And as a form of my platform for this institution, from my experience, that I believe that Intuition is capable of more than just being strong and being smart. And we all know that kindness is the key tool for the present. It's the key tool for this kind of. I'm sorry. And that's all.
Thank you, Zen. So, please pick a Miss Earth candidate. Yeah. And then please read the name. Thank you.
From the House of Ayala, Zenz Udel Marquez.
Miss Earth 2025 Ecuador, Miss Smirnova Peñafiel.
Hi, mabuhay! I'm Smirnova Peñafiel, Miss Earth Ecuador. My question is, what has been the biggest challenge that has shaped you into the person you are today?
Well, the biggest challenge for me that I've faced, shaped me for who I am today, is the existential crisis that I've been through from when I was starting in college. And for me, it is a very important chapter of my life, because through suffering and a lot of committed mistakes, I have navigated my own sense of purpose in life. And I believe that through these challenges, that what I am today is from what kind of decisions and what kind of beliefs that I have in the past that has been improved from these lessons that I've learned from these challenges, such as I've been mentioned, that is the existential crisis, that is having to doubt yourself, having to experience that your worth is not enough. And I believe that knowing that your worth is depending.
Thank you. So we prepared here 3 questions. 1 question related to your advocacy and 2 questions related to your personal bio data. So, are you ready? So for your first question, your advocacy empowering youth upon building resilient citizens emphasizes the use of mentorship and safe space forums. As a student of tourism management, an industry that requires immense adaptability, how do you plan to practically implement these forums within the NTC community to help students turn their personal trials into proactive leadership? So I repeat the question. Your advocacy empowering youth upon building resilient citizens emphasizes the use of mentorship and safe space forums. As a student of tourism management, an industry that requires immense adaptability, how do you plan to practically implement these forums within the NTC community to help students turn their personal trials into proactive leadership?
Well, applying this advocacy for my fellow students requires a lot of efforts and ideas from my fellow, and I believe that no man is an island, and I know that this advocacy and this movement of character resilience and building the students to adaptation and building the students to locate and ensure that they are their authentic self while being in this kind of atmosphere is one of the most important things in life to have as a tourism student. And I believe that the youth is open for many topics.
Thank you. For your second question, are you ready? So you mentioned that your leadership and volunteer experiences have taught you to overcome your shortcomings with purpose and integrity. Can you share a specific instance where you faced a significant setback and how your commitment to integrity helped you navigate that challenge? I repeat, you mentioned that your leadership and volunteer experiences have taught you to overcome your shortcomings with purpose and integrity. Can you share a specific instance where you faced a significant setback and how your commitment to integrity helped you navigate that challenge?
Well, back in the days when I was in junior high school, I was a representative for the Boy Scout of the Philippines in our province. And there's this challenge about camping where Boy Scouts are trained to be courteous and do the services with integrity. And I have forgotten our mission and vision during our trials, and I did not pretend to know the vision, and I've become honest to my instructor. And with this kind of honesty, without being in denial that my mistakes are a part of me, and these mistakes are stepping stones for me to learn and to adapt to my atmosphere. And that's all. Thank you.
So for your last question, you believe that collective growth starts with a small act of kindness from one to another. In the high-pressure environment of a competition like Mr. and Miss TagSay, how do you ensure that your competitive spirit doesn't overshadow your mission to uplift and inspire your fellow candidates? I repeat, you believe that collective growth starts with a small act of kindness from one to another. In the high-pressure environment of a competition like Mr. and Miss TagSay, how do you ensure that your competitive spirit doesn't overshadow your mission to uplift and inspire your fellow candidates?
As a role model myself, I present myself in this competition with such humility. And I believe that my humility will be the key source that my confidence won't overshadow my other fellow companions in terms of widening my influence in terms of my advocacy. And I believe that this humility would not just humble me, but also will teach others about keeping yourself at the balanced state and not just go with the flow of the life, and when it's heavy and you cannot just pretend to be.
Thank you so much, Zens.
There you have it, the School of Business, the House of Ayala, with Zen Judel Marquez. And now, the delegates from School of Criminal Justice, the House of Arguelles. With Clint Villanueva.
So hi Clint, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, BP.
So, how are you feeling right now?
Medyo kinakabahan. Pero okay lang naman, kaya naman.
So, wala kang choice, di ba? Sasagot
Oo,
lang.
wala naman akong choice. Kung meron lang eh.
So, we will be giving you, yan, just chill. So, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists, to our audience as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I'm Clint Vincent Villanueva, 21, Bachelor of Science in Criminology. Give me a chance na ilahad ang aking advokasya bilang mag-aaral sa loob ng Inang Tanglaw. Ipapalaganap ko ang aking advokasya pati na rin sa labas ng eskwelahan na bumoto tayo ng tama at kinalali ng mga bawat kandidato na tatakbo, suriin at alamin ang kanilang plataforma at ang kanilang tunay na intensyon. Kasi kung nasa atin ang tunay na pagbabago, hindi ko na ipagkakait sa mga tao na bumoto ng tama para sa ating magandang kinabukasan. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Thank you. So, pick your candidate to ask you a question and please read the name and the country as well.
This is Clint Villanueva of the House of Arguelles.
Miss Earth 2025 Iceland, Miss Soldis.
Hello, this is Soltis, Miss Earth Iceland, and here's your question. How would you inspire young people to take part in reforestation actions?
I-inspire ko ang bilang future criminology student sa Inang Tanglaw, i-inspire ko ang unang-una i-inspire ko muna ang mga kabataan na magtanim i-inspire ko ang kabataan at ang aking komunidad. Kasi alam naman natin kung ano nangyayari sa ating mundo, lalo na pagkakabago ng climate change. I-inspire ko sila na papakita ko sa kanila na kung gaano ako bilang criminologist na tutulong upang
Thank you. So we prepared here 3 questions. 1 question related to your advocacy and 2 questions related to your personal data. So, for your first question, your advocacy right to vote emphasizes that bad leadership is often the root cause of national issues. As a future law enforcement officer, how do you connect the concept of choosing wisely at the polls to the long-term safety and justice within a community? And what is one step we can take to help young Filipinos look beyond a candidate's popularity? I repeat, your advocacy right to vote emphasizes that bad leadership is often the root cause of national issues. As a future law enforcement officer, how do you connect the concept of choosing wisely at the polls to the long-term safety and justice within the community? And what is one step we can take to help young Filipinos to look beyond a candidate's popularity?
Thank you po sa magandang kasagutan. Ay, sa magandang tanong. Bilang future criminology student, i-inspire ko ang mga kabataan na bumoto ng tama kasi unang-una, papakita ko muna sa kanila kung paano maging role model ang isang criminology students ng NTC. I-inspire ko sila na hindi lahat ng kapulisan dito sa ating bansa, kasi alam naman natin na kung ano nangyayari dito sa ating bansa, na hindi lahat ng mga pulis ay kalaban. Isa rin sila sa mga kakampi natin.
Thank you so much. For your next question, are you ready? You stated that you place a high priority on honesty and decency in everything you do. In your chosen field of criminology, those values are constantly tested. Can you share a time when your commitment to doing what is right was challenged and how you handled that situation without compromising your integrity? I repeat, you stated that you place a high priority on honesty and decency in everything you do. In your chosen field of criminology, these values are constantly tested. Can you share a time when your commitment to doing what is right was challenged and how you handled that situation without compromising your integrity?
Bilang mag-aaral ng Inang Tanglaw, ipapakita ko na tapat ako sa aking mga gagawin pag naging future law enforcement ako. And papatunayan ko na
So for your last question, you describe yourself as an ambitious individual who is eager to pick up new skills to provide for your family. How has your experience in the house of Arguelles helped you balance your personal drive for success with the humility and teamwork required to be a pleasure to work within a competitive environment like this? I repeat, you describe yourself as an ambitious individual who is eager to pick up new skills to provide for your family. How has your experience in the house of Arguelles helped you balance your personal drive for success with the humility and teamwork required to be a pleasure to work within a competitive environment like this?
Natutunan ko sa aking department sa House of Arguelles ang pagiging matapang at totoo, at handa ako matuto lagi sa mga anumang bagay na hindi ko pa alam. At ganoon din naman ako sa loob ng aking pamilya.
Thank you, Clint.
This is Mr. Clint Villanueva of the House of Arguelles. Last but not the least, from the House of School of Criminal Justice, the House of Arguelles, John Robert Maliano.
Hi, Robert.
Hello,
How
good
are you feeling
afternoon.
right now?
Nakabahan po.
Pero wala kang choice. You have to answer the question.
Yes po.
Are you ready?
Yes po.
So before anything else, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and of course to our audience.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm John Robert Malanao, 20, from Bachelor of Science in Technology, and my advocacy focuses on health and well-being. So I choose to advocate this because I believe health is wealth, and choosing health is not. It is important because choosing health it is you have to be mentally prepared, physically and spiritually, and that's all po. Thank you.
So are you ready to answer the questions?
Yes po.
So please, pick a candidate in our standing, yes, and read the name of the country and the name of the candidate. Thank you.
Miss Earth 2025 Iceland. Miss Soldis.
Hello, this is Soltis, Miss Earth Iceland, and here's your question. How would you inspire young people to take part in reforestation actions?
So, thank you for that wonderful question. And I believe I will use this platform to encourage everyone to plant and support our farmers and especially in the province, since we all know that in the Philippines is masyado na pong dumadami yung pagmimina po natin dito sa Pilipinas. So I will use this platform to encourage or to have voice or para marinig po nila yung boses natin to stop those deforestation. That's all po.
So we prepared 3 questions. 1 question related to your advocacy and 2 questions related to your personal data. So are you ready to answer the questions?
Yes po.
So for your first question, your advocacy fit to serve links physical health to social justice and sustainable development goals number 3, good health and well-being. As a future law enforcement officer, how do you plan to convince the NTC community that fitness is not just about looking good for a pageant, but a professional and moral responsibility to be fit to serve the Filipino people?
As a young student here in the Philippines or in Tanglaw, I will encourage everyone to speak up, especially pag gusto nila mag-start ng fitness here in the Philippines. Alam naman natin na ang fitness po is masyado pong magastos po, especially po sa pagkain and supplements. And we all know that we have the stigma on the criminal justice, especially in the law enforcement agency, which is PNP po. Meron po tayo makikita na mga police po, I'm not body shaming, but I want to explain my side to
So for your next question, you mentioned that the gym floor taught you that growth happens outside your comfort zone. Can you share a specific academic or personal challenge from this semester where you applied that gym-born discipline to overcome a silent struggle and come out stronger?
So I'm going to I'm going to share my personal experience. Especially me, I love going to the gym because in the gym I can fight for myself in silently, and and paglabas ko po ng gym, my experience ko po yung lakas ko po, not just physically, but nalalaban ko rin po dito yung mental stage ko po, and that's all po.
Thank you. And for your last question, you aim to prove that an intellect can carry both a book and a badge with excellence. If you are crowned Mr. TagSay 2026, how will you use your year of reign to bridge the gap between being a high-achieving student and being a disciplined role model for your fellow future officers in the House of Arguelles?
Thank you for that wonderful. Can you repeat the question po?
Sure. You aim to prove that an intellect can carry both a book and a badge with excellence. If you are crowned Mr. TagSay 2026, how will you use your year of reign to bridge the gap between being a high-achieving student and being a disciplined role model for your fellow future officers in the House of Arguelles?
I believe that physical is not always dominant, but for me, I believe that the most dominant here I can say is by being focus on our what program we have, especially as future law enforcer, because we cannot always protect everyone, and how can we protect our community if we are not mentally and physically fit? So how can we be justice will be served?
There you have it, John Robert Maliano of the School of Criminal Justice, the House of Arguelles. The journey to the crown begins here. Witness our official candidates as they take the first step toward greatness in the preliminary competition. Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026 will be back soon. Get ready to see confidence, intelligence, and charisma shine on stage as they compete for the crown. This is Mr. and Miss TagSay Preliminary Competition Head-to-Head Challenge. Starting with the School of Arts, Science, and Technology, the House of Laurel. Jaraya Aldaba.
So hi Jaraya, good afternoon. So how are you feeling right now?
Hello, ayan. Honestly, I'm feeling a bit nervous because I have nervous system.
Hey,
Yes.
Laro. So are you ready to answer your question with your nervous system?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Ayan. So before anything else, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and of course to our viewers.
Okay, so good afternoon to everyone. I'm Juria Ainsi Aldaba from BS Psychology from the House of Laurel. So I am a daughter of a single mother, and through growing up, I've experienced a lot and I've learned a lot as well. And my advocacy is that I want to push through and take the initiative to encourage our local governments, our government in general, to give us access to more third places, because I believe that third places encourages us to do physical activities, to connect with the environment, to connect with others in order for us to strengthen our social relatedness and social interest as well.
Ayan, thank you so much. So please pick a Miss Earth
my
candidate
God.
to ask you a question.
Okay.
Please read the name as well as the country, and we will be giving you 45 seconds to answer each question. Thank you.
So my Miss Earth is Miss Earth 2025 Cuba, Miss Rachel Chang.
Hello, I am Rachel Chan, your Miss Earth Cuba 2025. My question to you is, how will you use your title to benefit others?
So as a student leader myself, I realized that being a leader means being able to willingly sacrifice your time, your own interest even, and your own comfort. Because being a leader means risk. Being a leader means you have to step up your game in order for you to actually serve your people. And as an aspiring Miss TagSay, I will use my title to serve everyone with all my capabilities, with all my heart. Because leadership is not all about the position, but the position or the posture of your heart, the posture of your intentions.
Thank you. So we prepared 3 questions.
Okay.
1 question is related to your advocacy, and the another 2 questions is related to your personal bio data. So are you ready?
Yes.
So let's go. For your first question, 1, your advocacy is 1/3 space. Suggests that sports like volleyball can be a vehicle for mental wellness rather than just competition. In an urban school setting where physical space is often limited, how do you plan to create or promote these third spaces for students who feel stuck in the cycle of doom scrolling and digital age?
So let's first define what third spaces is. Third spaces are places that we go aside from school, workplace, and our home. So I believe that third places creates and strengthen that community. And personally, community is not just about the places itself. Community is about people. So as long as we have that courage, as long as we have that motivation to connect with one another, and as long as we have that arena for us to meet each other in our authentic selves beyond our differences and virtual reality, we can achieve to strengthen our social.
Thank you. For your next question, you described yourself as being at neutral, possessing a deep empathy for both sides of human complexity. As a student leader, there are times when you must take a firm stand. How do you balance your psychological need for neutrality with the decisive action required of a leader?
You know what? Deciding between our standing firmly about decision making is actually hard because it challenges your values, your morality, and at the same time, you have to consider the betterment or the well-being of other people. And as a student leader myself, I always prioritize others more than myself. So sometimes I remind myself to not be pressured of my own emotions and to just practice mind over matter. That's all.
Thank you. So for your last question, you credit your mother's strength as a single parent for your drive to reach your dreams bigger than yourself. How has watching her navigate the world as a woman at the head of the family specifically influenced the way you intend to serve marginalized communities as a future mental health practitioner?
So actually, my mother is a single mother and she had us at a very young age. So having to witness how she navigated through the challenges of being a single mother and being a young lady was greatly inspiring. And actually my mother and I has a very strong personality and most of the time opposing. But with that, I was inspired to just prioritize my own values and my own philosophy in life. So with that strong will, I wanted to reach the marginalized communities, especially in mental health. So because our government couldn't seem to reach them. So as a future mental health practitioner, I want to be of help and I want to be that bridge for the progress that they need.
So thank you so much, Jaria. So you may now take your graceful exit.
There you have it, Jaraya Aldaba of the School of Arts, Science and Technology, the House of Laurel. Next candidate from this House of Laurel, Jaisel Kait Paya.
Hi, Jaisel.
Hello po.
So are you excited to answer those questions? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So first, before we move forward to our questions, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and to our viewers.
So, I am Jason Kate Sipaya, 18 years old, from Library and Information Science. Interesting about me, so sa library, sa program ko pa lang, malalaman nyo na kagad kung ano bang personality ko. It's books, yes. Mahilig po ako sa mga libro. Kung tatanungin niyo ako kung anong genre, hindi ko po kayo masasagot kung ano kasi lahat ng libro na interested, binabasa ko. Kung ano po yung mga trend or what na interested ako, binabasa ko siya. And isa pa, mahilig akong mag-explore ng mga new things. Like this. This is my first time sumali sa pageant. Hindi ako magaling... sorry po.
Thank you. So, are you ready for the question?
Yes.
So, please pick your Miss Earth candidate to ask you a question. The question. Please read the name as well as the country. Thank you.
So, Miss Earth 2025 Finland. Miss Amanda Naimi. Naimi po. Miss Amanda.
Mabuhay! This is Amanda Niemi, your Miss Earth Finland 2025. My question would be, how can we reduce clothing waste? Thank you, salamat po!
So, ano bang gagawin natin para hindi masayang mga clothes natin? So, isa lang ang nasa isip ko kung anong gagawin natin. Recycle. Katulad na lang po sa aking gagawin sa coronation. Isa sa mga damit ko po ay recycle lang since I don't have that budget. And, re-recycle lang po ako and DIY ganon. So, isa po yun sa mga way para hindi nasasayang ang mga damit natin. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have here 3 questions. 1 question related to your advocacy and 2 questions related to your personal data. So first, your advocacy beyond books aims to debunk the myth that libraries are just for books and silence. In an age where Google and AI can provide instant answers, how do you convince your fellow Gen Z students that a library and the field of library and information science is still a plot twist they need for their academic success?
So sa generation po kasi natin, yun nga, puro AI na, social media, website, na madali na nating makukuha yung mga information. And sa advocacy ko, nabanggit ko po doon, tama po ba na yung nakuha niyo po bang informasyon ay tama? Yan po, isa po yan sa mga isa sa mga dahilan namin kung bakit kami nag-i-exist mga library science. Kasi kahit nasabihin na natin na sa generation natin ay puro na madali nang mag-access, hindi natin masasabi kung tama yan. Pero kapag pumunta ka sa library or...
Thank you. So for your next question, you mentioned that your goal is to help people make informed decisions through credible sources. With the rapid spread of fake news and misinformation on social media, what is one practical tip you can give your peers to help them distinguish a credible source from a misleading one?
Isa sa mga tip ko, mag-fact check po kayo. Yun lang po talaga, like literal na mag-fact check lang kayo hindi lang sa website sa libro po. As in, kami po kasi, hindi po namin tawag ang sarili namin as librarian. Isa po kaming information scientist. So, kaming mga information scientists, lumapit lang po kayo sa amin, and mabibigyan po namin kayo ng tama at siguradong impormasyon. Yan lang po. Thank you.
So for your last question, you describe yourself as naturally curious and creative, planning to use a video campaign to promote your advocacy. How do you plan to use your creative voice to make a technical field like information science feel relatable and exciting to students who might find it intimidating or boring?
Pwede pong paulit.
Sure. You describe yourself as naturally curious and creative, planning to use a video campaign to promote your advocacy. how do you plan to use your creative voice to make a technical field like information science feel relatable and exciting to students who might find it intimidating or boring?
Ngayon, SOAS Week po kasi ngayon, and may isa po kami sa mga activity na exciting. Ito po ay tinatawag na book blind date. So, ibig sabihin po, pipili po kayo ng isang libro na nakabalot at doon po, yung pong mga librong yun ay interesting po. Like, hindi nyo po alam na kung ano bang genre yun, kung anong type na libro, and yun po yung magiging ka-date nyo. So, ibig sabihin, babasahin nyo po siya. So, isa po yun sa mga activity na ginawa naming mga information scientist. Yes, thank you po.
There you have it, Jaisel Kate Paya of the House of Laurel. From the House of Laurel, Rosemary Pearl Marcelino.
Good afternoon, Pearl.
Good afternoon, mabuhay everyone.
Are you ready?
No choice.
From that beauty right now, I think you're very ready to answer all the questions.
I hope
Am I right?
so.
So, are you ready? Let's go? Let's go. So, before anything else, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and, of course, to our viewers.
Mabuhay everyone, dear panelists and every intentions here. I'm Rosemary Pearl Marcelino from BSIT House of Laurel. And if I would describe myself, I am someone who is always love to explore new things because it resonates with my growth. Aside from that, I am a working student, and a student leader myself. That's why I believe I am responsible and resilient. And in the future, I want to become an IT professional that is not just good on this field, but also inspiring others. And with saying that, my advocacy resonates with breaking the stereotypes among every students here because I believe that everyone has potential that they can show to others despite of their differences. Thank you.
Thank you. So, let's begin our head-to-head challenge. So, please pick a Miss Earth candidate and please read the name and, of course, the country.
Miss Earth 2025 Ethiopia, Miss Delina Kembrezi-Ber.
Hello, mabuhay. My name is Ylagan and I am your Miss Earth Ethiopia 2025. My question for you is, if you meet your Prime Minister for 1 hour, what would you say to him?
If I will be given a chance to talk to our Prime Minister, I want to encourage him to have to advocate or serve the people with the transparency and accountability. I always believe that transparency connects the people, and that people are what we are serving for. And as a candidate here today, I want to stand and to advocate everyone that we should always have transparency in different kind of fields, because transparency will not just help individuals but also to advocating every single person in the society. Thank you.
Thank you. So we prepared 3 questions. One question is related to your advocacy and the other 2 questions is related to your personal data. So are you ready?
Yes.
Your question, your advocacy ALPAS aims to break stereotypes students face based on their courses or backgrounds. As a BSIT student, a field often subject to its own set of stereotypes, how do you plan to use your platform to prove that a student's potential isn't defined by their major or their technical skills alone?
Thank you for that question. As an IT student, I believe I want to use my platform and the technology itself to build campaigns and post a lot of advocacies in the different platform because the technology indeed is very powerful. And with saying that, as I want to connect myself that I am a student leader and I want to create something that is really reliable when it comes to breaking the stereotypes. I want to build a programs that is connecting with different courses because this will not just help to break the stereotype but also understanding each specialties that will build us as a person and our identity.
So for your next question, you are simultaneously a working student, a student leader, and now a pageant candidate. When you feel the pressure of these overlapping roles, what is the unique strength you rely on to stay resilient and keep moving forward?
I believe that one personality that I have is being optimistic. I always see myself that no matter how pressured I am, I always put myself that thinking that every challenges that we will encounter will end with a lot of benefits as well as growth. And thinking that you are capable of doing so, you will not just help yourself to uplift, but rather you will be there to influence other people as well. Thank you.
For your last question, you mentioned that your advocacy was inspired by the values of sports, specifically teamwork and respect. In a competitive environment like a pageant, how do you practically demonstrate unity with your fellow candidates while still striving to win for yourself?
As you all know, before this questions and this interview, I am talking with my co-candidates and we're sharing our ideas and our stance in life. And by that saying, I believe that I show unity with them because I am not just focusing on myself but also to their differences, which resonates with my advocacy because I want to build a environment, a society rather, that is one and that have one goal as for the sports. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
There you have it from the School of Arts, Science and Technology, Rosemary Pearl Marcelino. Moving forward with the School of Teacher Education. This is Mr. and Miss Exai 2026 Preliminary Competition Head-to-Head Challenge. Let us start the School of Teacher Education with Miss Arian Esguera.
Hi, Arian.
Hi po.
So I guess you're ready for the coronation. I think you're wearing the theme for our production number or not yet?
Ngayon ko lang kasi masasuot eh. Alam ko hindi ko magagawa sa coronation.
Uy. So are you ready?
Kind of.
You should be ready.
Okay.
So before anything else, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and to our viewers.
So, hello everybody. My name is Arian Esguera and I'm 19 years old. I'm from Bachelor of Technology and Livelihood Education. I consider myself as a determined individual and who is really passionate about helping others to grow. My aspiration is to become an effective educator in the future to help every students always believe in themselves. And also, my advocacy, kaya ko ito, cultivating resilience through a growth mindset focuses on students to always believe in themselves po, and then to grab every opportunities and to try and try. Thank you.
Thank you. So please pick your Miss Earth candidate to ask you the question. And kindly read the name and the country as well.
Miss Earth 2025 Finland, Miss Amanda Nemi.
Mabuhay! This is Amanda Niemi, your Miss Earth Finland 2025. My question would be, how can we reduce clothing waste? Thank you, salamat po!
Hello. For me, I believe that we can reduce clothing. To reduce clothing waste is to recycle it into making a new something, to innovate a product. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. So we prepared 3 questions. 1 question related to your advocacy and 2 questions related to your personal data. So, first question, your advocacy is empowering youth through growth mindset. In a competitive environment like Mr. and Miss TagSay, how do you personally practice what you preach when faced with the fear of failure? And how can you convince your fellow Anticians that their mistakes are actually their greatest opportunity for growth?
Can you repeat it?
Yes. Your advocacy is empowering youth through growth mindset. In a competitive environment like Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026, how do you personally practice what you preach when faced with the fear of failure? And how can you convince your fellow students that their mistakes are actually their greatest opportunities for growth?
For me, I can motivate my fellow students to always look at the brighter side of our life, and also to focus on the all motivation that we from our fellow students, na lagi nating tatandaan na meron at merong paraan para makita yung mga pagkakamali na to is magandang opportunity siya na natin na yung process na to is parte po siya ng proseso sa pagkakaroon ng development sa atin. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Thank you for your next question. As a student of technology and livelihood education, you are learning practical skills that are essential for everyday life. If you were to win this title, how would you use your platform to show the youth that livelihood skills are just as important as academic ones in building a resilient future?
For me po, para ma-build yung sorry.
I see. As a student of technology and livelihood education, you are learning practical skills that are essential for everyday life. If you were to win this title, how would you use your platform to show the youth that livelihood skills are just as important as academic ones in building a resilient future?
If I were to win the crown po, I would use my action in my advocacy, which is awareness campaign. Tapos, ko po dun yung yung sa pag-aano na dapat palagi na, yung advocacy ko po kasi is lagi nating na gawin yung mga bagay na kahit na tayo is nahihirapan or feeling natin hindi natin kaya tapos lagi tayong nagda-doubt sa sarili natin. So parang through this campaign, maiano ko sila, ma-encourage ko na magawa nila yung isang bagay na to and na yung practical skills na to is kailangan natin, hindi lang naman kasi puro utak yung kailangan natin gamitin, kailangan din natin ng sabayan ng gawa. Yun lang po. Thank you.
And for your last question, you describe yourself as a determined and responsible individual. What is the most difficult responsibility you've had to handle so far in your journey as a student? And how did that experience reinforce your passion for helping others reach their full potential? You describe yourself as a determined and responsible individual. What is the most difficult responsibility you've had to handle so far in your journey as a student? And how did that experience reinforce your passion for helping others reach their full potential?
Yung pinaka naging struggle ko po this time is handling or the responsibility na maging student and also joining this pageant po. And I overcome it po na always, ayun nga po na laging kang magtithink ng brighter side and then lagi mong titingnan yung mga nakapalibot sa'yo at saka yung sarili mo na naniniwala sa'yo. Kaya dapat na paniwalaan mo rin yung sarili mo. And to help the students na gawin din yung gawin is yun po yung pinaka may advice ko na dapat lagi silang iisipin kung ano yung pinakatamang gawin. Yun lang po.
Thank you so much.
There you have it from the School of Teacher Education, Ms. Arguelles. From the School of Teacher Education, the House of Ylagan, Christine Joy Velez.
So hi Christine or CJ. Use the mic.
Hello, good day.
So how are you feeling right now? Are you nervous? Are you happy?
All I wanted to say, finally, after long hours of waiting, I am here.
So I hope you're not hungry.
Well, let's not talk about that. But I hope that everyone's still awake, alive, because I am just about to get started.
So are you ready?
Of course.
So we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and to our audience.
So, maayong adlaw sa inyong tanan. I am Christine Joy Velez, a fourth-year major in English. I am a proud Bisaya, and I have passions for both pageantry and, of course, teaching. In fact, my friends often call me a racketera. That is because I juggle a lot of side hustles outside the campus, and that is why I'm also advocating for the working students, to those who carry not just bags of books, but the weight of responsibility and hard work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So please pick your Miss Earth 2025 to ask you your question. And kindly read the name and the country as well.
Okay. Wait.
We would like to request and we would like to acknowledge the presence of the school Dean of the School of Teacher Education, Linda Kangaya. Welcome to the preliminary competition of Mr. and Miss TagSay.
I picked Miss Earth 2025 Iceland, Miss Soldis.
Hello, this is Soltis, Miss Earth Iceland, and here's your question. How would you inspire young people to take part in reforestation actions?
So you have 45 seconds to answer the question.
I will
encourage young people to, of course, plant trees. Not only plant trees, but watch them grow. I believe that is the biggest misconception of planting trees. We just plant trees for compliance, but we don't watch it grow. And I think that small action would make a great impact in our society. Thank you.
So we prepared 3 questions. One is related to your advocacy, and the other 2 questions is related to your personal data. So are you ready?
Of course, 100%.
Let's go. So your advocacy is beyond uniforms. Sheds light on the silent struggles of working students. As an English major, how would you use the power of storytelling and your platform as Miss TagSay to bridge the gap between working students and the administration, ensuring that their heroic sacrifices results in more tangible support within the campus?
Come again, please.
Your advocacy beyond the uniform sheds light on the silent struggles of working students. As an English major, how would you use the power of storytelling and your platform as Miss TagSay to bridge the gap between working students and the administration, ensuring that their heroic sacrifices result in more tangible support within the campus?
I will use storytelling by showing them not just what they go through, but why they endure it. Why are they always late? Why are they always tired? Why do they keep going despite the exhaustion? Because I know when the administration understands the whys behind their struggles and their hunger for success, I firmly believe that policies will change from being strict to being supportive. And I firmly believe that that is what we need. That is what Intitians need. Thank you.
So next question. You've spent years competing outside of campus and training others in pasarela. Yet you waited until your final year to join your own school's pageant. Why was it important for you to take this fearless risk now? And what would it mean to you to end your journey as an intitian with this specific crown?
I wouldn't agree that it's a fearless risk because, as you said, I am already in my 4th year. That only means that this is my last straw of chance to win the crown. And winning the crown would mean that I will be able to be given the chance to leave a lasting legacy to my fellow Intitians. And that is exactly my goal. Thank you.
So for your next question, as a pasarela trainer, you are used to being the one who coaches and critiques others. Now that the roles are reversed and you are the one being judged, how has this change in perspective made you a more empathetic leader and more dedicated multitasker?
Actually, before becoming a pasarela trainer, I was a candidate myself. So I deeply know the struggles of every candidate, and I firmly believe that that is my advantage today. And as a pasarela trainer, that is why I don't just teach them routines or techniques, I teach them to show up every time, because that is just me. I want them to also show up because every time they show up, they let themselves be known to the world. And that is the most important thing everyone should do. Thank you.
There you have it from the School of Teacher Education, Miss Christine Joy Velez. From the School of Teacher Education, the House of Ylagan, Miss Jerusha Madrid.
Hi, Jerusha.
Hi!
So how was it that you've been waiting for too long?
I'm feeling great. I'm very, very ready.
I really like your Filipiniana today.
Thank you.
So are you ready?
Yes.
So we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and to our audience.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Jerusha Chelsea G. Madrid from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Social Studies. So, I am born in a family, both sides, full of educators. That's why I'm here standing in front of you, very proud to represent the teacher of education, especially TagSay. So, now on my advocacy. So, my advocacy is all about championing athletic diversity. It is all about recognizing the lesser or the expanding population on being interested on a lesser known sport. It's all about recognizing, supporting them, and also celebrating them as well, because I believe that Anticians deserve to be put on a big stage for their talents.
So thank you. So are you ready for the question?
Born ready.
Yeah, let's go. So please speak a name of the candidate that will ask you the question, and please read the name as well. Thank you.
Miss Earth 2025 Cuba, Miss Rachel Shang.
Hello, I am Rachel Chan, your Miss Earth Cuba 2025. My question to you is, how will you use your title to benefit others?
So I will use my title to benefit others as being the one, the catalyst of change. How is that? Is being able to initiate conversations and also amplify the student voices. Not only that, but addressing the gap. From that, the students can benefit from what? From concrete actions, from something that they can see, that they can experience in the first place. Because I believe if I will become a Miss TagSay, one of the most important things that I need to have is to be able to provide initiatives for the students that not only they can benefit from, but also inspire them that they can also do this to not only myself. So I'm forging a path not only to myself, but also for others to be inspired that they can be me too.
So we prepared 3 questions. 1 question is related to your advocacy, and the other 2 questions is related to your personal data.
Yes.
So your first question, your advocacy, pagbibigay buhay sa iba't ibang palakasan, pushes for the inclusive of less mainstream sports like arnis and taekwondo. As a social studies major, how do you see the expansion of sports programs contributing to the social identity and community spirit of a school? And how would you use your platform to ensure these athletes receive the same level of funding and recognition as those in popular sports?
So I believe that talent should not be measured by the value or how we perceive that it is worth investing funds about it. It's all about recognizing that Anticians has diverse talents too. We all come from School of Business, School of Teacher, and School of Arts and Science. So it's very important that we use some platform or we build platforms that cater that different talents so that the Anticians will be fired up, and also they would have some engagement towards the school, because what we are having right now is apathy towards the school. The students are not engaging to different kinds of activities because of what? It is not personalized to them. It is not something that they relate to. So that's why, as a social studies major, I have witnessed many students that their experience with the school is that they do not have.
For your next question, in your introduction, you mentioned that you don't step into roles including pageantry unless they truly align with who you are. What was it about Miss TagSay 2026 that convinced you it was an authentic extension of your identity, and how will you maintain that straightforward leadership style if you are crowned?
So as a social studies major, I think soksay naman. So that's what I firmly believed when I stepped or joined this pageantry in the first place, is to be able to have some representation of the student. But of course, not only from the social studies population, but also from the diverse population as well. It's not all about recognizing the academics lang, but also the extracurricular activities that we need to pay attention, the gaps that we should be addressed in the first place. It's me being playing a support from the student government, because not only them the central role of institutionalizing activities, but also me voicing and having a representation that this can be done too. That's why I think it's very important when it comes to leadership in this kind of pageantry.
Thank you so much for your last question. You grew up in a household filled with music and found your own voice through theater dance. How has your experience as a performer influenced your vision of being a progressive educator, and in what ways will you challenge traditional teaching to make the classroom a more performing and engaging space for your future students?
So, as a social studies major, it's always being taught in traditional way. So that's why I aspire to be a progressive educator to ensure that stereotypes like this can be mitigated in the first place. So that's why we can make something that is boring, we can make it something more engaging, something more fun, but not also fun na it is shallow, but also something meaningful, creating substance on something that is shallow on the first place. That's why when I grew up in a family full of music, and I drift on that path, I start pursuing education. It's not all about because I do not want to follow that path, but it's me forging a path on my own and influencing others. That it's all about you creating your own story. It's all about you creating your own experiences and all.
Thank you so much.
There you have it, Miss Jerusha Madrid from the House of Ylagan. From the School of Teacher Education, the House of Ylagan, Ms. Heart Angel Balange.
So hi, Heart. You can use the mic, yeah.
Hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a seat first. Yeah. Are you tired standing with that heels, or are you ready to take this challenge right now?
I am more than ready.
Ayan. We'll see. We'll see. So, before anything else, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and to our audience.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Heart Angel Balange, a first-year college student who's taking up Bachelor of Special Needs Education. I am a creative and expressive individual who believe that passion and confidence is a helpful way to introduce and to show off yourself and who truly you are. Growing up, I love to join pageant and to show my confidence because it makes me beautiful and I can show myself and express who I am. And I believe using my advocacy, which is peace and inclusion, this can help children to express themselves also by creating a pageant or joining a pageant where they can express themselves.
So thank you. Are you ready for the question?
Yes.
So pick a Miss Earth candidate and please read the name as well as the country. Thank you.
Again, this is Ms. Heart Angel Balange from the House of Ylagan.
Miss Earth 2025 Ecuador, Miss Marinova Penafiel.
Hi, mabuhay! I'm Esmirnova Peñafiel, Miss Earth Ecuador. My question is, what has been the biggest challenge that has shaped you into the person you are today?
Can you repeat?
Hi, mabuhay! I'm Esmirnova Peñafiel, Miss Earth Ecuador. My question is, what has been the biggest challenge that has shaped you into the person you are today?
Well, thank you. I think that my biggest challenge that I face that shaped me to who I am today is the time management in my study, because I am a person who is not who is not well managed in time. But I believe through challenges it makes myself to be a better person, and I believe uh, using my experience, it shaped me to be a better person now.
So thank you. So we prepared 3 questions. One question is related to your advocacy, and the other 2 questions is related to your personal data. So are you ready, Hart?
Yeah.
For your first question, your advocacy focuses on peace and inclusion. As a future special needs educator, how do you plan to use the platform of Mr. and Miss TagSay to bridge the gap between fashion and the empowerment of children with disabilities? And what is one specific activity you would organize to make them feel truly included?
Well, thank you, Press Arnulfo. Well, I believe that fashion is one of the criteria here in Mr. and Miss TagSay. And I believe we should give an opportunity to person with disability to join a pageant where they can express themselves and show who they are and what they are good at. And I believe that to fix the bridge is to have a criteria or a pageant that they can be included.
Thank you so much. For your next question, you mentioned that your love for fashion is about identity and self-worth rather than just appearance. Can you share a specific moment in your life where a gown or a certain style gave you the courage to step into the spotlight during a time when you felt uncertain?
Well, there was a one gown I wore before. It was my grade 6. It was my grade 6. Well, I joined eco fashion, but there is a criteria where we're supposed to wear a gown that represent us. At first, I didn't know what gown should I wear because I don't know anything about it before. But when I wear that yellow gown, it represent me. I can see myself that I can win this by wearing this because this gives me a power and a creative to express myself.
For your last question, at 18 years old and in your first year of college, you are juggling the demands of a specified degree with the pressure of pageantry. How has your journey in the house of Ylagan so far prepared you to handle the responsibilities of being a role model to your fellow Intitians?
Can you repeat the question?
Sure.
Thank you.
At 18 years old and in your first year of college, you are juggling the demands of a specialized degree with the pressure of pageantry. How has your journey in the house of Ylagan so far prepared you to handle the responsibilities of being a role model for your fellow students?
Well, House of Ylagan shaped me and helped me to become here and to step here in front of you by by supporting me and helping me to boost my confidence and show who truly I am. and it helped me to boost my confidence and to show you who I want to be and what is my future.
Thank you so much, Heart.
Thank you, Ms. Heart Angel Balange. From the School of Teacher Education, the House of Ylagan. Ms. Gemeline Salacrin is not available for today due to medical reasons. And let us proceed from the House of Business, the House of Ayala, Ms. Micaela Marcos.
Hi, Micaela.
Hi.
I'm here. Yeah.
Hi.
Surprise!
Ano
Manda ka
pala,
mamaya.
sis? Sorry.
Wag na.
On-
Next, Emma lang. So, how are you feeling right now?
Actually, I'm kind of nervous because this is my first time joining pageantry, but I'm glad to have an experience with this event. So yeah,
Are you ready?
kinda.
No choice. So, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and, of course, to our audience.
Good morning. Okay, good afternoon. I'm Michaela Rose M. Marcus, 18, a student of Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management at the House of Ayala. I'm a friendly person who values respect and kindness. My advocacy is about being mindful of our actions. I personally experienced being criticized and judged by other people inside an institution. So if either win the title of having a Miss TagSay or not, I will still continue to pursue my advocacy to end the kind of behavior. Because I believe that we should become one and we should be each other's kakampi. Thank you.
So, are you ready to answer your question, dear? You have to be ready. So, first, pick your Miss Earth Candidate 2025 to ask you her question.
This is Ms. Micaela Marcos of the House of Ayala.
And please read the name as well. And the country as well.
Miss Earth 2025 Ecuador, Miss Smirnova Peñafiel.
Hi, mabuhay! I'm Smirnova Peñafiel, Miss Earth Ecuador. My question is, what has been the biggest challenge that has shaped you into the person you are today?
The biggest challenge that I faced that shaped me of what I am today is facing my fear. Before, I am scared to face the camera. But now, I am a model for some brands, and which helped me to become who I want to be because my hobbies are cosmetics and modeling. So, I've overcome it by thinking that it's once in a lifetime opportunity for me. So that would be all. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah. So we prepared 3 questions here. One question is related to your advocacy, and the other 2 questions is related to your personal data. So your first question, your advocacy is we rise as kakampi, focusing on being a supportive ally who listens without judgment. In a competitive pageant where everyone is striving for a single crown, how do you practically live out being a kakampi to your fellow candidates while still maintaining your drive to win?
Can you repeat the
Sure.
question since?
Your advocacy is we rise as kakampi, focusing on being a supportive ally who listens without judgment. In a competitive pageant where everyone is striving for a single crown, how do you practically live out being a kakampi to your fellow candidates while maintaining your drive to win?
Actually, joining in pageantry does not mean that we are against each other. We are still each other's kakampi, but we have a different goal, which is the crown. And I personally think that I can still manage being their kakampi for us one because I will help them to strive, such as in fixing their gowns, their makeup, and also having a, what do you call that? Having some, pagkakaroon ng pagkakaisa kahit magkakaiba yung purpose na.
So for your next question, you mentioned. Are you ready?
Yes, go.
Are you sure? Let's go. Let's go. You mentioned a dual dream, becoming a successful model and working on a cruise liner. How do you think your experience as a brand ambassador and cosmetics model has prepared you for the high standards of international hospitality and service required in the cruise industry?
Actually, for me, I can use my knowledge and my background skills for my future because I now know what I will going to do and I have enough knowledge for me to know what is right and what is wrong. So I've already set my goals clear. The reason why I am standing here now is for me to achieve that goals. Thank you.
So for your last question, you describe yourself as a confident person who values respect and understanding. If you were to encounter a situation where your confidence was being tested by harsh criticism, how would you use your growth mindset to stay true to your values and keep moving forward your goals?
Actually, as of what I've mentioned a while ago, naranasan ko nang ma-criticize and ma-judge ng malala. So I've overcome it by knowing to myself that I'm more than their criticism. Kilala ko ang sarili ko. Kaya mas maniniwala ako sa sarili ko kaysa sa kanila. That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Micaela.
This is Micaela Marcos of the House of Ayala.
Do you want another question?
Miss Excite 2026 Preliminary Competition.
I thought you want
Head-to-head
more
challenge.
big questions.
The School of Business, the House of Ayala, Razel Chris Vargas. This is Mr. and Miss Excite 2026 live at the NTC YouTube and Facebook page. Last but not the least, at the House of Ayala, the School of Business, Miss Razel Chris Vargas.
So, hi, Razel. Just, there's the mic here.
Hello, Mark.
Hi again.
Hello po.
So, how are you?
Well, I feel good actually. Now that
So,
I'm here.
is it exhausting, like waiting for how many hours or
yes,
minutes?
indeed, yes.
But
it
you're
is.
still ready.
I am.
Mentally prepared.
Actually, I'm prepared because I know that there are lots of people supporting me today. So, yeah, I'm motivated. Thank you.
So, let's go.
Yes.
So before anything else, and we move forward to our question, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and to our audience.
Good afternoon. Razel Cris Delgado Vargas here, 19, Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. My advocacy is all about mental health. We live in a generation where most people think that students are capable of everything, strong, tough. But as a student myself, we are struggling too. That is why I am here in front of you, not just a candidate nor a student, but as a human being who wants to be heard. And I want to use this platform to use my voice to advocate my advocacy. And I want to remind each one of you that never be afraid to ask for help when times that you feel like everything is a failure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, are you ready for the question?
I think I am.
You should be ready. So, please pick your Miss Earth 2025 candidate to ask you the question. And please read the name as well as the country.
Miss Earth 2025 Ethiopia, Miss Delena Gabrigiziaber.
Hello, mabuhay. My name is Ylagan and I am your Miss Earth Ethiopia 2025. My question for you is, if you meet your Prime Minister for 1 hour, what would you say to him?
Timer. Well, if I would be given a chance to meet our Prime Minister or our President, of course I would use my vote. I would use our beloved Filipino netizens, the concerns of the Filipino people. I would love to tell him how we are struggling, especially the poverty. We know that there are lots of people who are struggling financially, and I want him to see that he needs to take action of it. He needs to know that we are struggling, not just the people from everywhere, but I think he needs to take action in times of being a president. He needs to think of his people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we prepared 3 questions. 1 question related to your advocacy and the other 2 questions is related to your personal data. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your advocacy from silent struggles to shared strength addresses the heavy pressure of just surviving versus truly living as a student. As an accountancy major, a field known for its intense academic rigor, how would you use your platform as Ms. TagSay to integrate active breaks and safe spaces into the daily living of Intitians without compromising their academic excellence?
Well, thank you. I am an accountancy student, and my program is in demand. And I do believe that not only my accountancy is hard, but I believe all of the courses are very hard. That is why I would like to use my platform to make sure that our students, our beloved students here in Intitians, are being well taken care of. We have to take action in terms of their minds. We have to make sure that their minds are clean before they before they gain knowledge from this school. Thank you.
Thank you so much. For your next question, you mentioned that you are an expressive communicator with aspirations for a career in law. How does participating in a pageant like Tagisan ng Husay help you sharpen the specific skills needed for the legal profession? And how do you intend to use your voice to defend the interests of your fellow Intitians?
Thank you. Could you please repeat the question
Sure.
again?
You mentioned that you are an expressive communicator with aspirations for a career in law. How does participating in a pageant like Tagisan ng Husay help you sharpen the specific skills needed for the legal profession, and how do you intend to use your voice to defend the interests of your fellow Intitians?
Thank you. Well, joining pageant is not just about earning a title, aiming for the crown, but it's about how you execute the job. I believe that with the help of joining pageant, I'll be able to know and to hear the voices of our students. And I think this is something that I should carry on until I am in a law school. Thank you.
For your last question. Hello. In your advocacy, you candidly spoke about days when you smiled in public but felt lost inside. What was the most important realization you had during those silent battles, and how has that experience shaped you into a more motivated and passionate leader today?
Well, this is going to be, this answer is something that I really don't want to share, but accountancy is a very hard course, you know, it's in demand. And I failed to an exam. And knowing that it's gonna give me a very hard time to come up with another review in order to follow up to gain a good grades, I realized that I don't need to pressure myself at all. You know, you just need to believe in yourself. You have to make sure that you still have that good mental health. Because my mother would always remind me that good health is better than living with so many money. Wherein I realized that you don't really need.
Thank you. Hello, pati ako, sabay tayo. Thank you so much.
There you have it, Miss Rachel Chris Vargas of the House of Ayala, the School of Business. And now, from the School of Criminal Justice, the House of Arguelles, Miss Renee Sanja.
Have a seat, Renee. Hi, Renee.
Hello.
Are you tired already or not yet?
No, in fact, I'm feeling a mix of emotions, including excitement and nervousness.
So-
But I'm happy to be here.
Are you ready?
Yes, winner learn.
So before we move forward to our question and answer, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and to our audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, and to our esteemed judges, I am Renee Ayala Sancha, 19 years old, from Bachelor of Science in Criminology. And in line with SDG 4, which is the quality education, my advocacy is called Justice Begins in the Classroom. Through my advocacy, I plan to encourage students, most especially my co-criminologists, to really immerse themselves in learning, not just passing. Because it is the true essence of education. And that is how we are going to make a difference in society as a student. Thank you.
So are you ready to answer your questions? Answer the
Yes.
questions?
Let's go.
So pick a Miss Earth candidate and please read the name and of course the country.
From Miss Earth 2025, Ecuador, Miss Smirnova Peñafiel.
Hi, mabuhay! I'm Smirnova Peñafiel, Miss Earth Ecuador. My question is, what has been the biggest challenge that has shaped you into the person you are today?
As a person who grew up in poverty, my mom raised us alone. And I believe that education is something that I should pursue to follow my dreams and to make something that is people are going to remember in the future. And the biggest challenge that I experience is that poverty is a killer of dreams, and that education is a key to break poverty. And that is all. Thank you.
So we prepared here 3 questions. 1 question related to your advocacy, and the other 2 questions is of course related to your personal data. So your first question: your advocacy shaping justice through education emphasizes that justice is not just enforced, but learned. As a future forensic investigator, where precision is vital, how would you use your platform as Miss TagSay to inspire your fellow criminology students to see their heavy academic workload not as burden, but as a critical tool to prevent wrongful accusations and ensure true social justice?
Thank you so much for the wonderful question. I believe that I could influence my future law enforcers to really immerse in learning, not just passing. Because in criminology, in our field, one mistake could lead to injustice, especially mishandling of evidence. And with education, with proper education, we could avoid making these mistakes and make a difference in our society. And that is all. Thank you.
So for your next question, you are currently a working student by night and a scholar by day to help your mother and support your own needs as a student. In a competition as demanding as Tagisan ng Husay, how has the discipline you've gained from your study life helped you manage the pressure of being in the spotlight while maintaining your focus on your goals?
As a criminology student and a working student, I understand the value of education in everyone's life because I work hard for it. As a working student who pays for her own tuition with our hard-earned money, I balance my time and responsibilities by putting my priorities first before what I want. Most especially if that thing is not contributing to the woman that I dream to be in the future. And that is all. Thank you.
So for your last question, you mentioned that one mistake in your field can lead to a loss of community trust. As an 18 years old student leader in the house of Arguelles, how do you plan to be a good example through your own actions to ensure that your peers prioritize integrity and competence over just getting a passing grade?
As I stand here today, I emphasize that getting proper education is not just simply about getting recognition, but truly learning. And I encourage you all to be serious in everything that you do because it contributes to your future as a future law enforcer of the country. I believe that it is important that we maximize our potential to create a better future for all. That is all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen from the house of Arguelles, this is Miss Renee Sancho. Renee Sancho. From the School of Criminal Justice, the House of Arguelles, Eliza Kunanan.
Hi, Eliza.
Hello.
I really love your hair.
Thank you so much.
So are you ready?
Yes, of course.
So before anything else, we will be giving you 60 seconds to introduce yourself to our panelists and to our audience.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eliza May T. Konanan, 18 years old, from Bachelor of Science in Criminology, and my advocacy is about gender empowerment. It focuses on promoting equal rights, respect, and opportunity for every individual regardless of their gender. And I want them to know that no matter what gender you have, nakikita kita, naiintindihan kita, at higit sa lahat, katanggap-tanggap ka. That will be all. Thank you.
So, are you ready for the question?
Yes.
So please pick your Miss Earth 2025 candidate. Yeah. Please read the name as well as the country. Thank you.
Miss Earth 2025 Cuba, Miss Rachel Chang.
Hello, I am Rachel Chan, your Miss Earth Cuba 2025. My question to you is, how will you use your title to benefit others?
Thank you for that wonderful question. I will use my title to benefit others is I will promote my advocacy because I know that everyone, regardless of what kind of katayuan you have in your life, you will still experience stereotypes and discrimination from other people, especially kapag hindi nila tanggap kung anong gender meron ka. That will be all. Thank you.
So we prepared 3 questions here. 1 question related to your advocacy, and the other 2 questions is related to your personal data. So your first question, your advocacy states that gender becomes a label, a limit, and a judgment, particularly in male-dominated fields like criminology. As a future officer, how do you intend to prove that strength and authority are not defined by gender? And what specific steps will you take to encourage more young women to pursue careers in justice without fear of discrimination?
I will use my authority as an officer by encouraging them to pursue their dreams regardless of what gender they have. And wag nilang iisipin lahat ng sasabihin ng ibang tao dahil lang sa babae sila. Dahil lang isang babae, kaya rin gawin lahat ng trabaho ng lalaki. Hindi porket isang babae ka lang, hindi mo na kayang gawin yung mga bagay na nagagawa rin nila. Hindi ka babae lang, babae ka. That's all.
So your next question, you mentioned that everything you do is for your family. And giving that giving up is not an option for you. Can you share a moment in your life where your responsibility to your family gave you the resilience to overcome a challenge that seemed impossible at that time?
Based on my own experience, my ate died last year. And then when she died, it was my graduation then, that month. And then ginawa kong inspiration yung pagkamatay niya para mag-move forward pa. And nung namatay kasi siya is nagkaroon ako ng mas maraming responsibilities, pero hindi ko ginawa yon na reason para maging mahina and sumuko sa buhay. Ginawa ko siyang inspiration para magpatuloy palalo. Thank you.
For your last question, you described yourself as a driven and observant individual. In a field like law enforcement, where being observant can save lives, how has this trait helped you navigate your first year as a criminology student, and how it will make you a more effective representative for the School of Criminal Justice?
Well, being an observant also means na kaya mong mag-adapt in any kind of situation you are in. So, ang magagamit ko yung pagiging observant ko as a future law enforcement para maging more responsible and maging mas more maaasahan pagdating sa mga bagay-bagay, lalo na sa mga kalamidad, krimen, and whatever it is. That's all.
Thank you. And this is the School of Criminal Justice with Miss Eliza Cunanan. This is Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026 Preliminary Competition. From the sashing ceremony to the head-to-head challenge, confidence, wit, and charisma took center stage. This is just the beginning. The road to the crown continues. Watch the full event on NTC YouTube page. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the NTC Student Government President, President Jericho Bonifacio, for the closing remarks. Let us give him a big round of applause.
Alright, so greetings everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. So to make this short, as we bring this program to a close, we all know that we honor not just the elegance and confidence of our candidates, but more importantly, their courage to speak, to stand, and to represent something greater than themselves. Today's sashing and head-to-head are only the beginning of a journey that reflects the true essence of the Tagisan ng Husay, excellence with purpose and leadership with the heart. May this stage continue to be a space where passion meets advocacy and where every student is inspired to rise, express, and of course, to lead. We thank you for your unwavering support, and together, let us continue to celebrate the talent, empower voices, and uphold the pride of NTC. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is President Jericho Bonifacio of the Student Government. We witnessed not just a competition, but a celebration of passion and dedication, and the true spirit of TagSay. Each candidate has proven that they are more than worthy of the crown. To our judges, thank you for your time and expertise. To our organizers, sponsors, and the hardworking team behind this event, maraming salamat for making this program a success. And of course, to our audience both here at the NTC Lecture Hall and those watching live on our YouTube page, thank you for your unwavering support. This is only the beginning. The journey continues and the best is yet to come. Stay tuned as we move closer to the crowning next Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026. Once again, this has been the preliminary competition, and see you on May 11 for the TagSay opening ceremony. Sino kaya sa mga houses ang mananalo this year's TagSay 2026? Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to request everyone for a photo op. There you have it. The candidates for Mr. and Miss TagSay 2026.